Check. 1, 2, 2, 2. Check. 1, 2, 2, 2.
Hello? Ah, I found it. If you could just find your seats, we're going to start serving breakfast, and then we'll get started in a few minutes. Lift it up. Is that better? Hi, just a quick announcement. Somebody left their keys at registration. Anybody missing their keys, their tennis keys? No one? Anyone? Somebody left their keys at registration. Just want to make sure they get back to the rightful owner. Okay, we'll put them back up at the front in case anybody decides they're missing them. All right, one more announcement. There is a white Corvette parked on the grass with your lights on. So the valet person is happy to fix that for you. So please go. It's a white Corvette.
¿Para qué me necesita?
Para hacer nuestra película, una obra de teatro.
Que necesitamos a alguien famoso. ¿Adir Derbez?
Adir no te ubica, acuérdate.
Esto se va a poner chingona.
Grammarly helps make your writing clear and concise, no matter where you are. Compose a cover.
Good morning. I'm so excited that we're here. We're going to get started. So welcome to the 5th annual Grant Award celebration for Impact100 Martin. I'm so excited to be here, and we are going to give out 3 Impact Grants today, which is huge. That's the first time for our organization, so thank you. We went into this year with really big goals. In our first 4 years, we gave out $694,000, and we said, if we can get our membership up to 306 members, we can say we gave $1 million in our first 5 years. Our membership committee, with the help of all of you, our members in the room, did it and did it so well. We have 340 members this year, so definitely something to be proud of there. I'm so excited to be a part of this, and the impact that we're bringing to Martin is because of each of you. This celebration here, these big checks here, are because of each of you. So I'm so excited to be a part of that collective giving effort and to do it with all of you wonderful ladies. I want to start by recognizing some of our sponsors. So in addition to our members, our sponsors are really helpful to underwrite events like this, our kickoff, and to keep our administrative expenses for our members to a minimum. So I'd like to ask our sponsors to stand up and be recognized, and we'll hold our applause to the end if you don't mind. So our first Nautilus sponsor is HBKS Wealth Advisors and HBK CPAs and Consultants, Stewart Magazine, and the Wong Family Foundation. We have our strength sponsor as PNC Wealth Management. And we have Infinity sponsors, Sandhill Cove Retirement Living, the Arthie Hammond Real Estate Team, the Community Foundation of Martin St. Lucie. And then we have our consistency sponsors, Brown & Brown of Florida, First Citizens Bank, and Fitness Training 360. So let's give everybody a round of applause. Thank you so much. As our sponsors, your continued support has helped to enhance our membership experience and really brought further attention to our mission, so we really appreciate that. Part of our Nautilus sponsorship includes allowing those Nautilus sponsors to come to the stage and share some of their thoughts with us. So, our first Nautilus sponsor is HBKS Wealth Advisors and HBK CPAs. So, spoiler alert, I am already here. So I'm not going to make anybody else at this table that didn't know they might have to stand up and speak do that. But I just want to take my impact hat off for just one quick minute and say that I'm really grateful to work for such a wonderful firm that values their clients and their team. So much so, they've been so supportive of my time with Impact that they said, go ahead and use your sponsorship time for whatever you'd like to use it for. So I'd like to use it for a toast. So I've prepared a little something for us here today. So get your glasses ready. An impact toast. So $1 million given and then some. Amazing to think where we all started from. From our roots in Ellen's living room to many meetings in person and via Zoom have brought us here to celebrate. Look at what 5 years can create. Old friendships and new connections give us reasons for deep reflections. Committees and volunteers giving countless hours so more members can wear their Impact Starflower. Fast forward to today. We can't wait to hear what these organizations have to say. They will present us with their plan, and with your vote, they could leave with $100,000. We are changing the Martin community in which we are living through our efforts of collective giving. So don't be shy. Hold your glass up high. Let's have a toast to Impact100 Martin that we love the most. We started as a few, and $1 million later, we celebrate the power of you. So it is an absolute honor to serve as the chair for Impact100 Martin, but I couldn't do it without an incredible team. Our chapter is strong and well operated because of our incredible volunteers. I'm so grateful for our executive committee and the committees that they lead, who have given countless hours to make this 5th year a success. We will be recognizing various committees throughout the event today, but I would like to start with our Communications and Events Committee. So if I could ask Sheila, Lori, and Beth to please join me for a minute. Oh, Sheila's coming. All right. So this is Sheila. This is Lori and Beth. Sorry, thank you. All right, so I want to thank Lori Steiger and Sheila Leach for leading our communications committee. Your team has ensured that our website, newsletter, email blasts, and social media content have been well thought out and designed. You've also jumped in to really help out with our technology. So we're here live streaming for our people at home or together in a group electronically, and we're also going to be voting on our phones. So they've put together an incredible team to take care of that for us, so I'd like to thank them for that. And then Beth Lanes has served as our events committee chair. This incredible event that you're here enjoying today is because this team has spent months planning this, in addition to our kickoff back in November. So they have really been busy pulling together all the details and making this incredible. So I'm excited to share this with you all today. I'd like to ask anybody that serves on the communications committee and the events committee to please stand. Anyone? Your service to these committees has definitely helped make these events and our communications throughout the year a true success, so thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, you're good. I didn't tell everybody that they would have to come up to stage until today, so. Next, I would like to welcome our next Nautilus sponsor, so Stewart Magazine. Our partnership with Stewart Magazine has been so helpful in spreading the word about our mission and bringing prospective members to events so that they can share in what we have going on with Impact. In addition, it's so incredible to have our sponsors also be a part of what we're doing. So I'd like to welcome up Tanya Lorigan, Associate Publisher for Stewart Magazine, but she is also a member of Impact. So thank you, Tanya.
Good morning. Thank you, Genevieve, for that kind introduction. And it's going to be really hard post what you said with the poem. But anyway, I just want to say, wow. First of all, look at this room. Look around you and take it in. And I think you should all give yourselves a round of applause for what we're doing today. We are making positive change in our community. And it's really exciting as the associate publisher now of Stewart for, well, I started in the middle of COVID, so it's been about a year, 2 years. But I'm really proud and excited to be part of this organization. And grateful that being the associate publisher of Stewart has offered an additional benefit to support and partner with this chapter to push forward the success of our mission, which is right behind me. Women creating positive, lasting change in our community through collective giving. The collective power of all of us coming together to make change has an impact on our local community. This will be a legacy we can all share in. Speaking of empowered women, I read an article in late 2021 that just over a third of the largest charities are now led by women. In 2019, 29% of women made up the chief executives of the largest charities. And 2 years later, that percentage rose to 36% and continues to grow. This is powerful and reflects the passion so many women around the country have, and we are part of that growth. How incredible is the work that we all do in our daily lives combined with our philanthropic passion and efforts. As you had mentioned, in 5 years, Impact100 Martin has awarded over $1 million in grants. This really wowed me. It was all made possible by each and every one of you. And let us not forget a big thank you to our founding members, Ellen Stevenson and Elizabeth Barbella, for starting this chapter in 2017. Without the vision to start Impact100 Martin, none of us would be sitting here, coming together to give back to much-deserved grant recipients. This year was my first year as a member, But I look forward to future collaboration, community partnerships, and getting to know the powerful and successful women here. So thank you very much for your time, and hope to see you all around town. Thank you.
Thank you, Tanya. If you've been following along in the Stewart Magazine over the past year, you'll see our ad, which includes a nice group photo from one of our early events. So we're going to attempt to do that again today. So if you have time at the end of the event, we're going to take a picture. If you go out downstairs to the left, there's an elevator or stairs. We're going to try to get a group picture. So if you don't mind to do that, then we have new photos that can include all of our current members for the new Stewart Magazine ads. All right, so I'm going to jump into the grants because I know that that is why we are all here. So I want to just give you a little bit of background. I know we have over 140 new members this year, so some of the members are not familiar with the grants process. So I just want to give you a little bit of background before we jump in. But first, I'd like to say on behalf of Impact100 Martin and the Grants Committee, congratulations to our 4 finalists: Light of the World Charities, Martin County Healthy Start Coalition, the Ocean Research and Conservation Association, and Project Lift. Thank you all for being here. Over the past few months, the Grants Committee has gotten to know these organizations really well. The Impact100 Grants Committee is charged with bringing the strongest projects before our entire membership, and the 28 members of that committee take that job very seriously. The group brings a diverse amount of experience and perspectives to its work, and it includes members that have been on the Grants Committee for a number of years, as well as some that are new to Impact this year. The multi-step grants process starts in late fall with training that focuses on the criteria and guidelines for an impactful project, as well as the online and evaluation system. This year, the committee received and reviewed 21 letters of intent, the initial submission that describes the project and its impact in the community. Using the scoring system and in-depth discussion, the committee selected 7 semifinalists to move forward to a complete grant application. All of your bags that were on your chairs include brochures and wish lists from all 7 of these semifinalists. So the semifinalists this year were Hope Sound Early Learning Center, Kiwanis Club of Stewart, Light of the World Charities, Martin County Healthy Start Coalition, Ocean Research and Conservation Association, Project Lift, and Tyson Teens. So we're so excited to have had them go through this process with us. Along with that application,
selected by, as a finalist by Impact100 Martin. Yay! Thank you for that. So I'm representing the Ocean Research and Conservation Association, which is a not-for-profit 501c3 that I helped found in 2005 because of my growing dismay about the deteriorating state of the Indian River Lagoon. When my husband and I moved here in 1989, we saw roseate spoonbills fly over our house every morning, and we routinely saw dolphins, manatees, and otters in the canal behind our house. The sky, the waters, the shoreline just teem with life, which is why this was once called the most biologically diverse estuary in the United States. Sadly, that's no longer true. At Orca, we're focused on determining what actions we should be taking that will have the greatest impact on reversing this downward trend of the lagoon. Orca is unusual in that we are a science-driven organization. Our focus is not on finger-pointing, but it is on using facts to drive change. The Indian River Lagoon, sadly, has become an algae-dominated system. We've had red tides, brown tides, and toxic blue-green algae blooms, some of them with pretty grim consequences, such as the massive fish kill that occurred in the northern part of the lagoon in 2016, which the recreational fishing industry is still recovering from, and the decimation of once lush seagrass meadows, which has led to the death by starvation of an unprecedented number of manatees last year. The toxic algae blooms that have occurred down here are particularly distressing because they've been impacting our tourism, our real estate, and as well as human health. Martin Memorial Hospital saw an uptick in admissions due to respiratory distress during the 2016 and the 2018 blooms. And I can attest to it personally because I came down here to collect samples. I was exposed for maybe 15 minutes. I was sick for a full 24 hours afterwards. That's the acute effects, but there's also chronic effects of these algae blooms. And they are liver cancer and the neurodegenerative diseases, Alzheimer's, Lou Gehrig's, and Parkinson's disease. So it's grim, but it's fixable. Orca's tagline, which is mapping pollution, finding solution, focuses on our efforts to track pollutions to its source and get it stopped before it enters the lagoon. We have a number of approaches that we're using, but one of the most effective is we create these pollution maps where we go out and we take sediment samples off the bottom of the lagoon and test for different pollutants. And then what we do is we create a map that looks like a weather map where red is hot and blue is cold, only on our maps, red is toxic and blue is not. And one of the things that's come out of this mapping project is that we've found what a huge difference living shorelines and buffered shorelines make in preventing pollution from coming into the lagoon. You can see an example of a living shoreline right out here. It filters out a lot of the pollutants before they get into the water. We believe this is low-hanging fruit for restoring the lagoon. But to implement these changes, we need proof of concept that we can show to people, and we need a citizenry that is more educated about what these issues are and what the potential harm is if we don't deal with it now. In 2019, Orca established a citizen science program with this goal in mind of educating and engaging members of the community and solving these problems before they get out of control. The response has been overwhelming. In 2 years, we've established 5 ongoing citizen science projects, and we have over 1,500 people currently engaged as active citizen scientists. With our request for support from you, we're seeking to extend this program down into Martin County. There are many forms of pollution that are entering the lagoon, but there is one commonality to a lot of it. It's all coming in stormwater runoff and irrigation water. And that's where these buffered shorelines can make a difference because they filter out the pollutants, the nutrients, the herbicides, pesticides, the grass clippings that are all going into feeding the algae monster. We did a pretty cool collaborative project with the city of Stewart where we re-landscaped Shepherd Park with buffered shorelines and measured before and after and saw a dramatic decrease in phosphate, which is one of the nutrients that is most linked to these toxic algae blooms. I mean, it was really impressive. I'm very excited about that result. So this is really fixable. I know there are many people that are despairing of the deteriorating state of the lagoon. They tell me stories of what it was like swimming in gin clear waters every day and the poster-colored fish they'd see everywhere, and they could eat those fish and any of the clams and oysters with no fear of contamination. The lagoon is part of our lifestyle. Visiting the sandbar over the weekend, sitting down by the water, sipping a coffee at Gilbert's Coffee Bar, enjoying the play of light over the water as we enjoy dinner and drinks at Sailor's Return with friends. These are all threatened by what is currently occurring with the lagoon. I'm convinced that unless we figure out a way to deal with the damage to nature that our growing population is doing, this is not going to be a place where anybody wants to live. The places where people are going to want to live in the future are where communities have come together to solve these environmental challenges in a way that benefits them all. That's exactly what our proposal to you is designed to do. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Our next presenter will be Light of the World Charities. Their mission is to provide free dental care to uninsured, low-income children ages 3 to high school graduation. Their program is Little Lights Dentistry. This request is for capital funding to expand the Little Lights program and provide every child with the opportunity for a healthy smile. Their presenter today is Chief Operating Officer Lori Sang. Thank you, Lori.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Lori Sang. I'm the Executive Director, although I kind of like the Chief Operating Officer kind of thing better, but I don't know if my board likes that. So my name is Lori. I'm the Executive Director of Light of the World Charities Little Lights Dentistry. Did you know that since 2016, Little Lights Dentistry has been the only pediatric dental provider in the entire state of Florida to offer free, comprehensive dentistry to uninsured, low-income children ages 3 to high school graduation? It's pretty monumental that we have that service right here in our community. Perhaps the best way for me to help you understand Little Lights is by telling you a story that represents what we do every day. Imagine a 3-year-old girl, Alexa, who lives in poverty. She doesn't have access to Medicaid and is suffering from severe dental decay. Now, she doesn't brush her teeth because she doesn't have a toothbrush. She's malnourished because her family doesn't have the money to afford healthy food. And she lacks access to transportation to take her to regular dental appointments. This little girl is very typical of the children that we serve every day. She was referred by her school nurse, which is one of our many community partners that provide resources and referral information to families. While some children and their families can travel to Little Lights Dentistry on their own, Alexa doesn't have transportation, so she's benefited from our partnership with Uber Health. Uber Health was created for healthcare providers to coordinate and pay for transportation for their patients every month. So Alexa is able to arrive to her appointments on time. For us, that has meant we've opened access to more and more children in our community that would not have been able to get to the dentist. When Alexa arrives, she's greeted in a child-friendly space and treated by a multilingual, fully licensed, highly qualified staff that follow the American Academy of Pediatric Dentistry and the American Dental Association best practice guidelines for the provision of pediatric dental care. At her first appointment, we discovered that Alexa had 20 baby teeth. Good, that's what she should have. But she had 14 cavities, and she had an abscess tooth or an infection that needed immediate attention. 80% of this little girl's teeth needed immediate medical care when she first came to us. We successfully treated Alexa, and she now has an established dental home at Little Lights Dentistry. During the last 3 years, she's received 2 rounds of silver diamine fluoride application to all of her teeth. She's had 14 fillings, 3 extractions, 4 cleanings, and restorations of her front teeth. She has a beautiful smile. Alexa's mother has received education on healthy nutrition and helping her daughter and family build consistent habits of brushing twice a day and flossing daily. This health education and counseling are a routine part of our practice that helps the children and their families create healthy habits for life. Even more importantly, we know that oral health is much more than a pretty smile. It's integral to one's overall health. Dental disease is linked to chronic illnesses, including diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. Yet dental disease, or poor oral health, is largely preventable by eating a healthy diet, maintaining an active lifestyle, brushing twice a day with fluoride toothpaste, flossing, everybody's favorite, seeing the dentist regularly, and avoiding alcohol, drugs, smoking, and vaping. We counsel our middle school and high school patients on avoiding smoking and vaping because what we're seeing that it does to their teeth is really destructive, and children just don't understand that. The American Academy of Pediatric Dentistry identifies dental decay as the #1 cause of preventable disease in children. It compromises their quality of life. It affects their eating, their sleeping, their school performance, mental health, and socialization. The CDC states that dental decay is not an equal opportunity disease. Children living in poverty are twice as likely to suffer tooth decay and twice as likely to have their dental diseases go untreated as their more affluent peers. So let me just tell you a little bit about our physical location at Little Lights Dentistry. We have 4 operatories. A dental operatory is a specifically designed room for the dentist and the hygienist to effectively treat their patients. 3 of the rooms can manage our everyday routine exams, fillings, x-rays, dental cleanings, and procedures requiring nitrous oxide, like extractions and root canals. Your grant award will fund a fourth, fully equipped dental operatory designated the Impact100 operatory. Okay, I practiced that a lot, so let's smile, right? Okay, that's a good one, right? Providing the resources needed to update the equipment in our existing operatories and enable us to dramatically increase the capacity to serve children in our community. Your grant award will outfit our practice in the Impact100 dental operatory with child-sized equipment, including a pediatric dental chair, nitrous oxide unit, a 1-year supply of PPE and supplies for the team, the practice name painted on the wall, on the exterior wall of our building, so families can easily find us, and a children's mural theme painted throughout the clinical area. I'm thinking pirates and shipwrecks on the Treasure Coast. In 22-23, we expect to treat 850 children. That's just a mere dent in the 3,600 children that live in our community that live below the federal poverty line. Just think about that for a minute. 3,600 children live in poverty in Martin County. Our hope today is to secure $100,000 in grant funding from Impact100 so we can make a measurable impact on the lives of the children and families that we serve. When Alexa first came to Little Lights Dentistry, she didn't smile, she was very shy, and she didn't talk much. But on her last visit, she left happy and smiling, a beautiful, healthy smile. Her life has been truly transformed. Investing your grant award in Little Lights Dentistry is investing in the future of the children that we serve and the community that we all love. Little Lights has the expertise, the capacity, and the desire. We yearn to see children healthy, thriving, and smiling. So tonight, when you're brushing your teeth, think of the children at Little Lights Dentistry and know that together we will make a difference in their lives. The impact of your investment will be felt for generations to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Lori. Our next presenter is Project Lift. Their mission is to improve the lives of at-risk teens and their families through treatment of substance abuse disorders, mental health counseling, mentoring, and vocational skills training. Their program is Welding on Wheels, The Road to Employment. This project seeks to bring high-quality job training to one of the most in-demand skilled trades directly to Martin County's underserved populations via a mobile hands-on training center. Their presenter today is Chief Executive Officer Bob Zacchio.
I just want to take a minute and just say this thank you so much to Impact100, Impact Global. I was on the website today, $105 million given away collectively throughout your organization. Congratulations. And then to be where you're at right now in just such a short period of time is absolutely transformational. Giving away $1 million to our community is competing with the biggest philanthropists across the country, right? We're talking about the Gates Foundations and that kind of thing, where you're seeing philanthropy change throughout the world. And it's transformational, right? Because 4 years, 1 week, 1 day, and 23 hours ago, Project Lift was a recipient of a grant that was transformational from here. It was an education grant where we wanted to disrupt the systems, where we wanted to take education and make vocational trades the centerpiece of it, right? Get it outside of the walls of the schools and be able to do things that were absolutely amazing. And we did that. That was 4 years ago. And what do we know that's happened since then, right? March 12th, 2020, D-Day, the day that things changed forever, right? The day that you went to work and then by 3:30 in the afternoon, everything had changed. Well, guess what? This organization had grant funded Project Lift, a transformational education process that took education outside of the walls of the school, and we were on the front lines of it. 2 years ahead of what was going on in our communities. So thank you so much for doing that. It was an absolutely amazing experience. We're doing the same thing again now. We're taking the opportunity to really put a transformational change in place. That is bringing these vocational trades to people in our communities and to the youth of our county. It's absolutely one of the most amazing components of what we get to do is innovation, change, disruption. We're taking a 30-foot mobile welding unit and bringing it to our community with VR technology inside of it. Vertec 6400 virtual reality simulators, where inside of this particular trailer, you have the opportunity for teens, young adults to be transformed and transported somewhere across the country. You can be in a 100-story skyscraper inside the trailer, looking straight up and seeing and welding, MIG, TIG, stick, plasma cutting in a way that we've never been able to do before. You can go to a rig out in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico and learn what that's like, see the sight, smell, and sound of what that's like to be out there. And then, oh, by the way, inside that trailer, we're going to have real MIG, TIG, stick, and plasma cutters inside of it, burning at 2,800 degrees, giving opportunities for kids all across our communities and young adults to be able to experience things that they've never experienced before. So how are we going to do that? Project Lift is a mental health and substance abuse program that a lot of you know. We use vocational training as the vehicle into a kid's life. That's how we work these programs. We run 2 shifts a day. We have a Pathway Academy, which round of applause to the Impact100 for putting together, right? The Pathway Academy, the Career Rising components, the girls program, the boys program. The girls program, by the way, does things 100 times better. Where's Autumn? They really are. I mean, you talk about welding, it's like you want to talk about real welders. I could tell a story that would use up the rest of my 7.5 minutes that I have left. No? 2 minutes? Oh, sheesh. 4 minutes. Yes! All right. So how are we going to do that? We have our Pathway Academy. We have our Career Rising programs. We have a girls program, boys program. It runs on 2 shifts a day. We do employability, job readiness, mental health, right? So, emotional intelligence, really trying to help people become more emotionally intelligent inside of the workplace, right? That's where we spend 90% of our life. We get opportunities to be able to then have a family-style meal with folks and then be able to go back into our vocational training. It's at that point that we'll be continuing to utilize our 30-foot mobile welding unit, right? Expansion is where we're at. We don't need to spend a ton of money on a brand new building to be able to expand these programs out into our communities. What we need to do is bring them to where we're at and be able to do it in such a way that gives teens and young adults opportunities that they could never imagine. Now, if you remember that, we go back to 2020, right? 2020, March 12th. We grew by 41% with a 55% increase at the end of the year. I got our chief operating officers and a lot of our staff in this room that know what that was like. So now we have an opportunity to bring that mobile welding unit on site to be able to deal with expansions of what we have going on. We can go from working with 6 students at a time in our welding unit, in our welding department, to 12. We know that 300,000 available jobs are going to be, 300,000 welding jobs will be available in 2024. 300,000 fillable jobs, guys. It's unbelievable. That's fillable. That means there's a whole group that is just kind of filling back into the back zone of it. Oh, and by the way, 10,000 baby boomers are retiring every day. Every day, 4 million people. Second Shift does the same thing. These are organizations, the Second Shift does the same thing. These are young folks who are still in high school, who are still learning all the same things, employability, job readiness. They're going through all the systems, mental health, and then obviously vocational training gets access to that. And then a great byproduct of having a mobile welding unit like this across the country, or across our county, is this. We get to use it across our county with other nonprofit organizations. Partnering with other nonprofits 1 week per month for up to 15 weeks a year is going to do exponentially more for our community than we could ever imagine. If we're talking about increasing the services by 350 students just because of the mobile welding unit being at Project Lift, we are talking about thousands with places like House of Hope, Rob Ranieri and his team, PAL, Police Athletic League, who has, if you guys haven't met that guy, you got to go meet PAL at Noel. I don't mean to endorse him while I'm doing a presentation, but bottom line is you've got these amazing organizations out there that we get opportunities to feed into. So here's what I want to leave you with, because this year I'm thankful I don't have Nancy right up front going, get out of the way, get off the stage. Here's what I want to leave you with. Number one is, young folks that we work with every day. We work with nearly 600 teens every single year. Here's what they're doing. They're taking their phones out, and they're swiping up a train wreck every single 8 seconds. Every 8 seconds, they're swiping up, swiping left, swiping right. I don't know what programs do what, left, right, up, down, right, or left, but I do know that a mobile welding unit with VR technology inside of it, with MIG, TIG, stick, and plasma cutting inside of it, will stop the swipe. So I want to leave you guys with this. Stop the swipe. Hashtag stop the swipe, because we need to do that. We need to get them in a position where they are stopped in their tracks and looking at that 8 seconds like it's the rest of their life. All right, we love you. We care about you. Thank you so much for all that Impact does.
All right, thank you, Bob. I'd like to welcome up our final presenter today, Martin County Healthy Start Coalition. Their mission is to support inclusive access to exceptional prenatal care and ongoing services that promote healthy growth and development for babies and families in Martin County. Their program is the Maternity on the Move Mom Mobile Unit. The Mom Mobile will bring critical services to the most vulnerable pregnant women and children located in the most desolate neighborhoods by traveling directly to them. Our presenter today is Chief Executive Officer Samantha Suffich.
$638 babies in Florida were saved as a result of Healthy Start last year. Yeah. 638 babies are alive today because of Healthy Start. That's nearly 30 classes of kindergartners that will get to start school in 5 years. Since the inception of Florida Healthy Start 30 years ago, our state has made a significant improvement in birth outcomes, including this 35% decrease. Through bipartisan legislation passed in 1991, the Martin County Healthy Start became one of 32 coalitions across Florida with the responsibility to identify the unique needs of our community's moms and babies, and then advocate for the resources necessary to build them an ever-improving system of care to create positive birth outcomes and promote healthy child development. And that's why I'm here today. One of our flagship Healthy Start programs is our prenatal care services for uninsured women. Our founding coalition members, including leaders from Martin Memorial Hospital, the local health department, and Helping People Succeed, identified a significant need for low-income women to access prenatal care services. Not only did this program give women the opportunity to receive dignified prenatal and postpartum care, but it allowed for thousands of babies over the past 25 years to be born healthy instead of in the NICU, reducing the economic burden on our local hospital by $56,000 for each healthy baby born. But one problem remains consistent for our sprawling county, which you've heard multiple times: transportation, which is why we desperately need a mobile medical unit to provide prenatal care. I want to walk you through one client's experience as she seeks prenatal care. We're going to call her Vivian. Vivian has a feisty toddler. His name is Daniel, and they live with their mama, uncle, and abuela. Abuela has established a highly successful cleaning company over the years where Vivian has been fortunate enough to bring Daniel with her to work. She straps him on her back, and they continue to work. Mama and abuela also help Vivian juggle Daniel while they're doing their work. They're grateful for their work, their humble home, and one vehicle that their household shares. Vivian was introduced to her Healthy Start care coordinator, Carol, when she was a few months into her surprise pregnancy with Daniel. A surprise, just like 45% of all pregnancies in the US. Carol traveled to Vivian's home and helped her learn about becoming a mom. Carol gave Vivian a portable crib, safe sleep education, and even a car seat. Vivian used the prenatal care for the uninsured program because even though her income was below the federal poverty level and she was raised in Hope Sound, she was born in Peru, and she was not eligible for Medicaid. Vivian really struggled getting into Stewart for her prenatal visits. Sometimes she wondered which was more daunting, becoming a single mom or navigating the Marty bus system with 3 different bus routes to get from Hope Sound to Stewart. Carol offered to give her gas cards through Healthy Start, but she often felt like people were taking advantage of her and overcharging for the rides. Sometimes her friends would even drop her off at the clinic and leave her there for hours and forget the $40 for a round-trip Uber ride. She spent so much time being discouraged because she really wanted to do the right thing by going to her prenatal visits. But the circus act of juggling and jumping through hoops felt impossible. Towards the end of her pregnancy, she considered herself incredibly lucky if she could snag a prenatal visit during a time slot when she could use the family car. And when she couldn't take the car, she knew she was considered a non-compliant patient every time she missed a visit or rescheduled one. But she felt huge and exhausted in her last trimester. Finally, Daniel was born, strong and healthy, and the circus tricks were worth it. Now, jumping back to present day, and Vivian finds out that she's pregnant again. Again, she's overwhelmed, so she calls Carol in tears. How can she do this again? And now with a toddler? Carol hears the anguish in her voice and empathizes with her. She knows being a mama is hard. But Carol is there to hold her hand and walk her through this. She tells her about Healthy Start's new Maternity on the Move, or Mommobile, the mobile prenatal clinic which now travels to Hope Sound, as well as East Stewart, Indiantown, and Golden Gate, with a midwife to help Vivian and her new baby to make sure they're growing strong and healthy for the best start in life. Having a baby is now one of the leading causes of poverty, and being a mom is now a greater predictor of wage and hiring discrimination than being a woman. Why do I bring this up as it relates to Healthy Start and our visionary impact for mobile prenatal care? Because every day, Healthy Start witnesses women routinely foregoing much-needed healthcare services to stay financially stable. Roughly 1 in 4 women say that they have delayed or went without care due to expensive healthcare costs. Low-income women are more likely to cite problems taking time off of work, finding childcare, or transportation as reasons for not obtaining care. As someone who's on stage every year for our annual fundraiser, Dancing with the Martin Stars, I can say I am most humbled to be on this stage, for I cannot help to be in awe of the organizations that have come before us, like Tykes and Teens, Project Lift, House of Hope, and Safe Space, and those who are presenting with me today. We have applied for this grant every year since its inception, and even received COVID response funding when Impact pivoted to the smaller grants, awarding us with a mobile diaper van. Thank you for allowing us to triple our diaper distribution to between 8,500 and 10,000 diapers each month. Now we would like to expand our fleet through Mommobile, our 38-foot mobile unit with 2 exam rooms, a waiting room, a restroom, and a laboratory. We know that every dollar invested into Healthy Start saves our community $10 down the road, where babies are born healthy and thriving as children. We need your help to make this happen. This is our community's chance to create multi-generational change. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Samantha. So let's give our 4 presenters another round of applause for sharing their programs. Like I said, my very favorite part. So now each of our members should have received an email from OPA Vote to go ahead and cast your ballots. There's going to be information up on the screen. If you have technological struggles with it, raise your hand. We've got a team of people around here that can help with that. Please, when you go in there, make sure you vote for 3 organizations and confirm your vote. So if you have any questions, there's a team around here. We'll give you guys all a little bit of time to do that, and then we'll get Rob up here and give us an update on last year. So thank you. anybody has a paper ballot, just hold it up and somebody will come around and pick it up for you. There's one right behind you, Bobby. Bridget, there's one right there. Hi, everyone. Hey, Rob, don't sit down. Just getting comfortable over there. All right, we're going to jump back in. So it is tradition to have one of our previous grant recipients come back and give us an update on how their program is going. So last year, in April of 2021, we gave 2 impact grants. So one went to the Safe Space and one went to House of Hope. So thank you. We got to hear an update from Safe Space at our kickoff. So I'm excited to welcome up Rob Ranieri, Executive Director for House of Hope, to give us an update on their families, Feeding Families for Success program. Thanks, Rob.
Morning. Thank you, everybody. So I just want to say, first of all, absolutely incredible job by everyone involved with Impact this year to be at the point where you're doing 3 grants. That's absolutely incredible. You're making a huge difference in the community. Also want to say it's a lot easier. Teresa and I were talking to sit here today kind of just watching instead of having to go through all the stress. Like, my heart's not beating, I'm not sweating. You know, I got jokes. Like, this is pretty kind of nice to be here. I've only ever been here to be in the finals, so it's very different. So your grant last year, we kind of jumped right in, you know. We were just talking about it with it being virtual last year. My colleagues at House of Hope were sitting in our conference room watching, and literally as soon as House of Hope was announced, Dave Lee, who oversees all of our food universe, went right to the phone and started buying equipment. So, we had plants in our impact greenhouse in less than 3 weeks after the announcement last year, which was phenomenal for us because it's a time, obviously, where we really need the food support for the community. So our greenhouse, I know many of you have visited, and for those who haven't, please reach out because I would love to show you. Our greenhouse out there is designed to use the height. So it's all vining plants that are in there, tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, eggplants. Our first crop of tomatoes, the plants were probably 45 or 50 feet long. So we've really maximized the benefit of every single seed that has went into that house. Our productivity out there has gone up. We're getting right now about 1,600 to 1,800 packages of produce a week off of our farm. So yeah, absolutely. And Impact has been a huge part of that success. And so not only are we feeding over 7,000 people a month through our 4 food pantries across the county, but we partner, we have up to, I think we just added our 35th food partnership where we are literally a food bank for these agencies, churches, soup kitchens, places like Safe Space, Project Lift, providing them the things that they need for their programs so they don't have to spend program dollars on it and they can use those monies elsewhere. So, so having that quantity, one of our goals with our farm was impacting health because you know, health and poverty are strongly linked. And so by being able to really change the trajectory health-wise of households, a lot of things all just fall into place after that. You know, we've been saying kids are better learners, adults are better earners, and that's totally 100% accurate. And you guys had so much to do with that. The rest of our grant we spent expanding our nutrition center. So we actually changed the footprint of our kitchen in our main office in Stewart, added a state-of-the-art automatic dishwasher, which every volunteer that we have in our kitchen would probably like to come and kiss every one of you for that. So I told you I have jokes. So that's been phenomenal. We've got to our permitting process, so we've had that in place for about a month. We've already seen about a 15% increase in our food production in the kitchen. So hot meals, sandwiches, salads, healthy options for our clients that are experiencing homelessness, all of that is starting to happen. We think we'll get up to over 2,000 units of food a week out of our kitchen once we really kind of hit our stride and reconfigure some of our volunteers. So you've made a huge difference for us in what we're able to do food-wise, and we're using it to drive health and drive improvements in the community. So we certainly appreciate all of that. And thank you again, and congratulations on a great year.
As Rob mentioned, we've had a couple opportunities to go to that Palm City location and do tours and actually volunteer there for a day, which was awesome. And we actually have another opportunity coming up to tour the Stewart facilities, I think in early May. So keep an eye out for that, and we'll keep doing those types of things. So. Next, I'd like to just introduce Maureen Cotter. So as I mentioned, I've been honored to serve as chair for these past 2 years, but I've learned so much and worked with so many incredible women, many in this room today, and I'm so grateful for that experience. Maureen is a founding member of our organization, and she has been leading the membership team for 2 years with Ann as well. And she has also been serving as our vice chair for the executive committee. So I'm so excited to have her here with us today. Thanks.
Thank you, Jen. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I would like to ask Ann Barwig and Deborah Johnson to come to the stage as well, so we can give you a little bit about membership updates and what's to come in the future. As Jen said, Ann and I have been co-chairs, what now, 2 years? Seems a little longer, 2 years. The last couple of years were pretty exciting, and so Ann's going to give you a little bit of an update on how we did this year.
Hi, I'm Ann Barwig. So you've heard a lot of the numbers this morning, I think, but just to recap, we had a goal of 306 this year, which would mean we'd give away $1 million over 5 years. And we actually did 340, so we're really thrilled about that. Of that 340, 140 were first-time members. So we're really feeling like we're getting the word out in Martin County, and you know, more and more people will be joining our group as we go forward. So we're looking forward to giving out more and more $100,000 awards every year. So Maureen is going to talk a little bit about how we've expanded this through our Community Captains program.
Thank you. Yes, as Ann said, 140 new members, it's just amazing. So the 340 that we accomplished this year was a 60% increase over the prior year. We went from 212 members to 340. And thank you. That is just phenomenal. And our Community Captain program has been such a critical part of that success. 2/3 of the new members that we have this year have come in through the Community Captains. So we're going to do something this year we've never done before. We're going to ask all the Community Captains to come to the stage. We have a little special gift for you to say thank you. So hold your applause to the end. I'm going to read all the names. We're going to ask you ladies to come forward, and we're going to get a big group photo because you rock. All right, from Harbor Ridge, we have Sarah Murphy and Judy Zanke. From Indian River Plantation, Ann Barwig, right here. Martin Downs, Crane Creek, and West Villages is Sheila Leach. Come on forward, ladies, all the way up to the stage. Make your way up now. Mariner Sands, we have Pat Frank and Lisa Goodmaster. Yeah, Team Mariner Sands. Piper's Landing, Elaine Matz and Nancy Wong. Selfish Point, D. Evan Cermak. Sandhill Cove, the trio of Jane Coots, Charity Ginger, and Bobby Spillman. These ladies are rock stars. Sewell's Point, Ellen Stevenson, and Willoughby, Kathy DeWent, and Margie Jordan. Many of them have been community captains really since almost the inception. We didn't call them community captains, but they were our initial community organizers, bringing people into their living room as Ellen Stevenson did from the very beginning, and it's just expanded. So we have a gift for all of you ladies. Come up to the stage, onto the stage. This is you and me. We'll set these aside. I'll give you a couple. Give you a couple. Okay. All right. So we will do, let's see, where's Judy? That one's for you. Jane, find your person, pull the sticky note off. Give us a moment, ladies. Thank you.
I'm little.
Excuse me? You're little, but you're big.
I wasn't going to say that.
Big personalities in the body.
We're always back here.
Where's Pat Frank? I see you back there.
Stick your head in between.
Pat Frank, here you go.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Charity.
Sarah?
Sarah, I've got Sarah over here. How about that? Not the sticky note.
Yeah.
Our new yeah, Sarah. There's Sarah. Okay, we'll have one for you, Sarah.
Please fill out the first page. Thank you.
Are we missing Kathy?
Margie.
And Margie. I think, and Kathy DeWent had to leave early, so we'll hang on to Kathy's.
Social's in there.
Oh, for heaven's sake. You know who did that?
Oh, my goodness. Can we get in together, ladies? Oh.
Oh, we're supposed to smile?
Okay.
Hey, Bobby, say 340.
All right, you can do it. All right, 1, 2, 3. Keep looking.
Thank you.
Oh, you have it. Okay. Sorry.
I thought you were going to tell us that we should start making our prospect list. Fill out the first page.
I don't know if you heard Judy Zanke. She said these little journals are for making your new prospect list. Start listing all the names in the journals. This is your client relationship management system. Here we go. Now, as those ladies are making their ways back to the seats, I also want to ask anybody who's wearing 5 years worth of bracelets, would you stand up because you're our founding members? We want to celebrate you. 5 years. You're the ones who got it all started. And now I'm going to turn it over to Ann Barwig and Deborah Johnson, who will be our co-chairs for membership next year. And they're going to tell you a little bit about what we have in store.
Thank you, Maureen. Thank you, everyone. So if you thought the poem was creative of our dear President Genevieve, she also hand-painted the initials in everyone's journal. So Genevieve, you're a tough act to follow, but we are beyond grateful to have your leadership, your love, and your creativity creating this kind of impact. Just ever so briefly, I was so pleased to be a part of Impact100 Martin, and even more excited when Maureen agreed to allow me to work with you next year as your membership co-chair with my dear friend here, Ann. We're really excited about the new year ahead. We are going to start by learning from the incredible success of this past year. We're going to lead together with you, and we're going to listen. We're going to listen to the hearts and to the minds of the people that call this home. So we're excited. If you didn't get one of these journals so you can make your prospect list, see Ann and I. We'll make sure we hook you up. But super excited, and I'm going to turn it over to my co-chair, Ann Barwig.
So we just wanted to announce, hopefully by July 1st, we're going to have a new software platform launched, which is going to really help the membership engagement experience with everyone. You'll be able to log in. It's called Neon is the name of the platform. You'll be able to log in, update your membership information, see what events are coming up, see what's happening in your community. The community captains will be able to post when there's different meetings, so you'll know if you want to bring a friend to a meeting and can respond to them. And it's just going to make the experience a lot more streamlined and not so many emails flying around. You'll be able to find everything in one spot. So we hope to have that launched by July 1st. And if anybody's very technical, we'd be happy for you to volunteer to be on the committee. And we also want to say, if you want to leave your check with us today for the new year, we have a membership table out there in the foyer. So, and we've already gotten several, actually. So, yeah, we're off to a good start again. Thank you very much. We appreciate everybody's support. Do you need these, Maureen? Is this yours?
You can just take all those with you.
Okay.
Great. Awesome. Thank you so much. Well, we have one more Nautilus sponsor to acknowledge, and it's my distinct honor to introduce Nancy Wong from the Wong Family Foundation. Wah, wah, wah. Nancy, for those of you who are newer members, those 140 new members, you may not know that Nancy was the chair of the executive committee from 2018 to 2020. She assembled the leadership team on whose shoulders we stand today to celebrate $1 million in grants in our first 5 years. Through her strategic thinking and her exemplary leadership, we are where we are today. So Nancy, thank you very much and welcome you to the stage.
Thank you, Maureen, for those kind words. The model for impact is collective giving. So I think that carries out throughout whatever we do. So it's collective efforts by all the volunteers, by the executive team. So it's not me, it's really everyone. I I usually prepare remarks, and I've got to tell you, I was really kind of brain dead thinking about what I would say today, because it's been 5 years, and it's been an exciting 5 years. So I'm just going to make some remarks. So the first thing is really, you've heard this all again. First and foremost, we need the members. If we don't have members, we don't have an organization. And thanks to the nonprofits. If we don't have the nonprofits serving the community, we don't have a purpose. So it's really been incredible, the increase in the number of memberships and also the innovative ideas that make an impact in the community that all of our nonprofit organizations have, brought forth with their letters of intent and their grants. So again, thanks to all the members, and I'm going to ask, would all the members please stand? Here and at home, and if you're at a watch party. Thank you. Thank you for all your support in this. I'm going to ask the members, anyone in the nonprofit area, please stand. And if you're a volunteer for a nonprofit, please stand, because it's so important. So thank you to all the people in this room and to all the nonprofits throughout Martin County. Really, everyone does an incredible job in helping the community. So I think those of you who've served with me on executive and who know me, I always have targets in mind. So I quickly came up with some. So 300 members we have this year. We have an incredible membership committee. 400 for next year, 500 the year later, 600, 700, 800. And guess what? Adds up to 3,000. So therefore, $3 million in the next 5 years. Okay? And I truly believe we could do it. Okay, so I deliberately asked for the post position among the sponsors because I wanted to make sure that, Jen, why are you standing back there? Please come up. She has thanked everyone, but I really wanted to make sure that we thank her for her leadership. So Jen is a founding member. She jumped right in and said she would chair events. So really, the model for this breakfast started with Jen. The bracelets started with Jen. She was a vice chair with me in the 3rd year. And obviously, she's chaired this year and last year. But it was an incredible period for her to be chair because of the pandemic. And she and her team have done a fabulous job in really being able to carry out everything that's in our mission. She has agreed to stay on the executive committee as treasurer. So thank you for that. And Maureen thanks you. I've always felt that, it was incredible to work with Jen because she's so positive about everything. She always has a can-do attitude. She's very creative. I knew that she was an artist, so the initials in the book didn't surprise me. She got her husband, Bo. They're not on the center. They're not being used as centerpieces because we've outgrown, I guess, the number of Nautilus centerpieces, but her husband, Bo, made about, 30 or so of them for our first few breakfasts. What I didn't know, though, was that She was a poet, so that was a new thing to me.
I didn't know either.
Well, it was very nicely done. Everything rhymed. So again, Jen, thank you so much for all you have done since the beginning, and especially the last 2 years. Okay? Can everybody stand? It's probably not a secret anymore, but if the people who haven't heard what was said previously didn't put 2 and 2 together, I do have the privilege and the honor to announce the new chair, starting in July, is Maureen Cotter.
Let me just do one other thing, which is to continue a tradition that Jen started. I think when she took over as the chair of the executive committee, she'd presented Nancy with a personal gift from her. Jen, this is something from me, so that you will not forget us or your commitment to be treasurer. And it's just a small token of appreciation, not only for your exemplary leadership, but your friendship. I really value the friendship that we've developed, and it's one of the things I love best about Impact 100 Martin. Beyond what we do for the community, it's what we do for our own souls in nurturing relationships with one another. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so next I'd like to welcome up Elizabeth Barbella and Ellie Gundrania. So as everybody knows, our partner in doing all of this is with the Community Foundation of Martin St. Lucie. So they offer us so much support throughout the grants process and making sure all of our members have what they need. So we're just so very grateful for everything that you have both done and your team has done to help us throughout this process. So 5 years of partnership, we're just so thrilled to have you. So let's give them a round of applause. And we have all right. All right, and I'd like to thank our members and our grant finalists again for your efforts and your time throughout this process. We are excited for the impact that we're bringing to the community and for the work that you're all doing within the community. I'd like to also thank Harbor Ridge for hosting us today. Your space is amazing and everybody has been so helpful, so thank you so much. And to our technology team that allows us to live stream this for our members at home, so thank you so much for everything. And most importantly, thank you to all of you, our members. You know, it's been said multiple times, but it's true. We cannot do this without you. So we're so grateful to have you be a part of Impact, and I can't wait to see what comes next and $3 million in the next 5 years. So no pressure to our new team here. So I just want to welcome back Maureen and Nancy to the stage because we want to have all 3 of our leaders here to award the grants. And then I'd like to ask our grant finalists to please come and stand kind of at the front of the stage for us here. We're there, we're going to announce it. We're very excited. So how about one more big round of applause for our finalists today. Three of these finalists are leaving here today with a $100,000 impact grant to launch and expand their programs. The remaining finalist is going to also receive that $40,000 merit award. So every dollar that we've collected from your membership is going back into the community right now. And we're just so excited to have you all here. It gets a little chaotic after we make the announcements, so don't forget about the photo if you can stay for that. And we're just so happy to have you all here. So I'm excited to announce that our grant recipients for this year are Light of the World Charities, Martin County Healthy Start, and Project Lift. Thank you so much, and thank you everybody for your time. Please stay. We got pictures and all of that to do. If you want to come up here and hang out with your big Jags. But thank you so much, and the photo's gonna be down the stairs to the left for the big group photo. So please stay for that if you can. Thank you.